the Tyree Nichols. So I kind of, this really bothered me, and not that the other injustices don't bother me, but for some reason this one kind of struck me. And so I just kind of put some words together. I wanted to kind of read to you guys some of my thoughts and feelings about this whole thing, about this tragedy. So Tyree Nichols, an avid skateboarder and photographer from Memphis, Tennessee, was beaten by 5 police officers from the Memphis Police Department. On January the 7th, Nichols was pulled over for alleged reckless driving. Memphis police has later stated that there is no evidence of Nichols driving reckless, which would warrant a stop. Nichols died 3 days later on January 10th due to the injuries he sustained. Let's take a minute and talk about culture. In every ethnic group, community, gang, criminal organization, sorority, fraternity, and police department, there is a culture unto itself. Culture dictates success and failure, promotions and demotions, respect and disrespect. It dictates whose lives we place value on and whose lives we don't. Within the police department, the culture transcends race, sex, and gender. The culture within most police departments determines whether or not a person will live or die. The culture within most police departments says we place little value on black lives. That culture permeates throughout most departments, and no matter what the officer's background, race, or sex is, the value of black life somehow means less. I know being a policeman has to be a hard job. I can't even imagine. But where's the humanity, the empathy, the sympathy for one's life, especially when your life is not in danger? I have ties to Memphis. I was born there. I spent a lot of time there with my grandparents, my beloved Big Mama, and my grandfather, Daddy James. Because of those ties and being a black man and watching how other black men mistreated and abused this young brother, it is deeply painful. I don't know what the outcome would be, but I do know that cops going to jail, cops being fired, cops losing their pensions, and some of the other things we've seen over time has not affected the culture. We need police reform, we need better police training, and we need people who are truly out there trying to protect and serve and not harm and be of disservice. R.I.P. to Tyree Nichols, and to the next brother who will unfortunately meet the same fate.
Wow. Very well said. Yeah. I chose not to watch the video. I chose not to watch it. I couldn't hear it. I didn't want to listen to it. Because I already know as a mother, it just was going to tear me to pieces, as all the other ones have. Yeah. But we're here again. And like you said, this one is hitting even harder because of who the abusers were.
Yeah.
Not abusers, but killers.
Killers.
So, Meshach, shed some light on this. Like, what is your thoughts, your feelings about us now having to RIP another young black man?
So, I have to be honest, I could not watch the video.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I had the information in advance, the end result, that he was murdered, and it was brutal. So, when I started to watch, as soon as they showed the part where they were pulling him over, and he's saying, well, what did I do wrong? And I heard his voice. And when I heard the aggression and the anger in the officers' voices when they were screaming all types of profanities, get the F out the car, I already knew that I could not watch. Everyone's different. My current mental state, I can't watch another black man get murdered like that.
Right.
Right? Like, and we're so desensitized to it. Right? Like, so I didn't watch it, but I will say this. Eli, the things that you said were on point, right? And I know how it feels that it's your city, because I watch all the time. I'm from the Bronx originally, and I watch all the things that happen in the Bronx all the time, right? So you take it personal. But it's deeper than, first off, let's say this. Everybody who talks about, oh, we want justice for when police do things wrong. Oh, don't worry, you're going to get it this time. and it's going to be swift because now they have an example and they have it on video of how we do each other.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going to get all, forget thrown under the bus. They will be under the jail cells.
Absolutely.
Look how quickly they were all fired now.
Absolutely.
There's some other research I want to do because didn't they just press other charges now against like the EMT workers and other people right now? And I believe they were Caucasian, right? Justice will be swift here, but nobody wins.
Yeah.
We've lost another life. And like Eli said, I hate to say it, but it's going to happen again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the one word that he mentioned several times was culture. Culture is what defines a group of people, right? They'll learn behaviors, something that they do over and over again that you say that's their culture. Well, guess what? This is America's culture.
Yeah.
America's culture is built on violence. The truth is the truth. We're going to keep it real, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's built on violence. It's been maintained through violence. Every time there's been a threat to the infrastructure, there's been violence.
Right.
All the way up until January 6th.
Right.
When they lost the election, there was violence.
Right.
But when it's us, it's like, oh, look at them.
Yeah.
But look at all of us. Look at this country. I heard a stat that said